Okay guys, we got about an 80 plus foot, might even be more. We're gonna walk it out when we're done. We've got a big Lombardy poplar, and Hosea's on the saw. He already made the face cut, and of course we ran out of gas. Isn't that the way it goes? Tanner's on the truck there. He's gonna be pulling this thing back. Got it for low, and yeah, we just got to get this thing down. It's a no cleanup, but and there's some jobs where I'm like, that's great that it's no cleanup, because there's gonna be a lot of cleanup. So here we go. Line in the tree, big bull rope, about a 15, 20 mile an hour wind coming. Gotta watch that hanger up there too. When we put the line in the tree, we got a chunk that broke off, and it's just kind of sitting up there like a harpoon. So we're all watching that close. And all in a day's work, right? All in a day's work. Hey guys, so this is gonna be a little bit of a training video too. First of all, walking in here, Hosea has made a really good face cut. I'm very impressed with his proficiency. He's come a long ways in just a couple of years. One of the things that he had to do is cut up this tree, face it out with a chainsaw with just a 28-inch bar. 362 is a little small for this tree, in my opinion. This is probably about maybe a 3.5 foot, 4 foot butt. But yeah, it's working. This guy knows how to start the face on one side and then continue it on the other. He's done a really good job. The main focus is to make sure that the line on the inside of that face is as straight as possible. We're assuming the understanding that that line is, in all practical purposes, going to be a 90-degree angle to the line of the fall of the tree. That's where it's going to go most of the time. You've got to know how to make that line clean. And when you're coming in from both sides, it's not easy. But he did a great job. And in fact, he's taking out a little sniglet there on the face just to clean it up. Good job. I know that he started before this job also sharpening up his saw, and it's looking really good. Let's watch him go. Looks good. Nice cleanup. This is a big 2-stem tree. He's well below that union too, and you gotta be. You don't want a union peeling off on you and going the wrong direction. In this case, it would be right on the house. You'll notice that Hosea takes some time here to get rid of the sucker shoots. Any little bit of tips of brush, branches, anything that's in the way when you're cutting around a tree, if it catches the tip of your bar, it can swing it where you don't want it. It's dangerous. So cut everything out of the way. Get every little bit of brush out of the way of where you're cutting. Fact is, if you notice, he's got everything out of his way, and he knows where he's going to run to, where his escape route is. Anything around the bottom of a tree can cause you to trip. Stop and look at it. I can see it's right on. Much deeper, though. I just want to kind of hone in on this for a minute. You'll notice that he's starting his back cut. So a lot of guys are going to think that the best way to meet up the back cut to the front cut, which is the goal, is to cut a ring around the corner of that face all the way around the back. Assuming all things are equal, this should ensure that you're going to have a nice clean back cut that meets the same plane as the face cut. It's not always the case. So first, I don't teach this method for 2 reasons. One, I've seen people cut this back cut and then wind up cutting through the back of the hinge. Here's the thing. Because they can't actually see where the bar is in the final back cut. Specifically, if you've got someone who's helping you and they're closing their finger and their thumb, they may not even see it. I've seen it happen a couple times that I can think of. You can just basically cut right through the hinge. Another thing about this, do not have someone helping you on the other side of the tree if they are not at least as proficient as you at falling. You're basically opening yourself up to a liability because you're trusting somebody completely with one of the most important parts of the final cut. If you cut through this, well, it's not his fault. This is your tree. Think about it. It's your tree to do it right. Personally, I come around to look at it myself. It's not that much extra work. The second main reason is you don't want to score this that way because your bar has to be side to side and up and down, still on an even plane. If you don't know how to do this, you're still going to come in too low, too high, off kilter, side to side. You're aiming for a level back cut. You've got to be able to level your bar coming through the cut. It's proprioception, the same part of your brain that you use to visualize. It takes practice. It takes practice doing it right, and eventually you're going to get good. Yeah, Hosea is lined up perfectly on this, and that didn't just happen overnight. Okay, he's got his wedge right behind him, ready to palm it in the cut. Even though we've got a rope on that tree, he's going to learn something on this by using a wedge, especially when somebody's new at it. This helps to understand what's happening. I'll explain more in just a second.
Further, you're going to have Tanner give it a little bit more, but not yet. You're doing exactly visualize. There you go.
Okay, so Tanner's got tension on this tree. He's got to be careful not to put too much tension because you could pull the top out. You could pull out something. You could hurt the guy that's following this tree. In some cases, you can even barber chair the tree. Just a little bit at a time is all we're doing here. By the way, it's a huge oversight to think that at the last minute, you're going to be able to have the guy with the truck or that's pulling the rope run fast backwards or drive fast backwards, and it's going to make the tree go in the direction you want it to. All that slack is going to all of a sudden come into the rope. That tree is just going to go where it's going to go at that point. I'm just saying. Understand that.
But not bad. I saw you there. You're close. Okay. Okay. Hit a little hammer on that thing.
Okay, after tapping on that wedge, he's determined that Tanner needs to pull a little more. It's still not opening up in the back cut, so he's going to thin up his backwood a little bit more. So you got to know the difference between having too much hinge and too little. And this is one way to gauge it. You're going to use that wedge to help you understand if it's actually opening up. After tapping on that wedge, Hosea has determined that if Tanner pulls, it's still not opening up that back cut. Basically, so if the wedge is not advanced and he's hitting it and it sounds like a tuning fork, it's not going to go into the cut. He knows he's got to cut up a little bit more of the hinge. He's got to thin it up just a bit. He's not going to go too much because he's got a 20-mile-an-hour side wind right now that's blowing against that tree, pushing it right towards the house. It's a fine line, and after hundreds of trees, you're going to just know that when you're learning, take your time, do it right the first time.
When you get it cut up a little bit, give it another wrap and see if it loosened up on you. Does that make sense? There you go. It's moving, isn't it?
One side note, too, I've seen a lot of guys that think that if the wedge is not advancing, you just got to get like a massive splitting maul and beat the heck out of it. Trust me, if that wedge is not going in with a normal 3-pound hammer or a felling axe, you're just wasting your energy. And you need to cut up the hinge a little bit more, or you need to get the guy pulling the rope to pull just a little bit more. In other words, something is wrong. Don't force it. Just figure it out.
And you can plunge the middle a little bit if you think you got a lot of beef in the middle. Plunge the middle a little. Okay. I think you're going to be in good shape. So I would cut it up just a little cleaner on the low side where you're at. Nice and thin to win on this side. And then we're going to have Tanner pull it. I would stop and hit that wedge a couple times to make sure that it's nice and loose. Yep. Take it, Tanner. Take it. Nice and slow. It's yours. Yep. Wow. Sweet. Woo! That's it.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day.
There you go.